I understand, Sugar Ray, you lived pretty high on the hog, did you not?
Oh, yeah, you get accustomed to it, you know, and you want to stay that way.
I've talked to people who have been around the boxing game for a long time, and when Muhammad Ali kind of assembled his entourage, they said it came nowhere close to the entourage that you used to travel with when you fought. True, huh?
Well, I liked a lot of fellows, and I gave them all jobs with me, and I had to pay a lot of taxes. So I gave a lot of fellas jobs, and we traveled together and just had a good time.
The name Sugar Ray Robinson, I understand through the grapevine that the way you acquire that name is that when you started, you were too young to get a boxing license, and you used the identification of a friend whose name was Ray Robinson?
That's right.
Is Ray Robinson still around?
No, he's back in New York, and I think he passed on. I think he died. But he was an athlete and a good friend of mine and a nice fella.
Ray, what got you into boxing?
Well, back in the Depression time, things were so bad. My mother worked night and day to try to take care of us all, and I had to do something to try to help her. And I had heard that these kids was going out having fights, amateur fights, and they'd get 17 jewel Walton watches, and you could sell it, the watch back, and get $17 for it. So I went out with all the kids, and I saw it, and then I wanted to do it. But I wasn't old enough to do it, and then I came back, and I borrowed my friend's birth certificate. His name was Ray Robinson, and I got a license under his name. And for a long time, I did pretty good because my mother didn't know it because it was under another name. But soon she found it out, and that was the toughest fight I ever had.
Did she eventually warm to your profession of being a professional boxer, Ray?
Well, she did. When I begged her and sat down and cried and told her, please let me do it, and I wanted to do it, and everybody told her I looked like I'd be pretty good at it. And she let me go ahead and do it then, and she was my biggest cheerer. She'd always come to the fights and holler for me.
What was the year when you started fighting professionally, Ray?
I think I started amateur in 1939, and I think the professional was in 1940.
So you really fought for 6 years before you got a shot at the title?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that was the welterweight title?
That's right, the welterweight title.
And yet you're known better for your championships as a middleweight.
Yep, I had some very good fights in the middleweight division.
Name some of them. Pick out the highlights of your 25-year career, if you can, Ray. The best fights that you thought you ever had.
Yeah, Gene Fulmer and Carmen Vasilio and that boy from England, Randy Turpin. Some of these were some of my highlights.
Ray, in looking at the boxing game today, do you think that you had a better class of opponent back then than they appear to have today in boxing?
Well, yes, I think the entire boxing picture was a lot better than today. Back then than now, because they had small clubs, very active all over. Every little neighborhood had a small club where kids were fighting. And now it's very hard to find a place for kids to fight.
Yeah, that's true. There aren't many gyms left. We have one here in Cincinnati that is the home base for a young fighter who is a very, very good fighter. His name is Aaron Pryor.
Yeah, I heard about him.
Yeah, he's going to be a great fighter if he ever gets a chance for a shot at the title.
Yeah.
Was there one title that you held that you were most proud of, Ray?
Yeah, it was that I was most proud of that welterweight championship when I won that from Jimmy Doyle. And I had I dreamed before that fight when I was going to fight Jimmy Doyle. The night before the fight, I dreamed that I knocked him out and he died in the ring. And I got up the next day and told the commission that I wasn't going to fight, that I dreamed this, and I believe in my dreams. And they said, oh, come on, you signed for the fight. The fight's got to go on. The tickets also. And so help me God, that's just what happened. I knocked that boy out and he died.
From the punch that you threw in?
Yeah.
What year was that, Ray?
Jimmy Doyle was, I forgot the year. That was my first one. It was a welterweight title.
1946?
Yeah, something like that. The welterweight title.
I got you.
Yeah, it was 46.
Did that affect you at all? I mean,
Well, it did for a long time, because to think that you've taken a life, you know, I just couldn't pray to God enough, and it just helped me. And you know, the funny thing about that, I had a dream the night before that happened. And I told the commission and my handlers and trainers I wasn't going to fight. And they said, "Oh, Ray, it's just a dream." And just like that dream happened, that's what happened.
Yeah, yeah. Did you often have dreams like that the night before a fight?
No, never did have a night like that.
Well, I don't mean one that turned out where you something about the
But
death
I
of it.
didn't dream. Never, very seldom dreamed about a fight. Very seldom, if ever.
I'll be darned. Isn't that something?
That really was, and it just stuck with me. Because of that.
You almost had a chance to win the light heavyweight crown, except that, as I understand it, there was a fight where it was very, very hot. Was it in Chicago?
No, it was hot that night with me and Joe Maxim.
Yeah, Joey Maxim.
Joey Maxim, and I was winning the fight up to the 13th round, and I just collapsed right in the ring. Right after the 13th round, I couldn't finish. And when the referee collapsed too, he collapsed before me.
Yeah.
Rounds before me.
So Maxim didn't win, he just survived.
Well, I don't know what, but I didn't win and I was leading on all the scores cards as referee and both judges. But I don't know, just couldn't make it.
Almost. I don't understand how somebody could fluctuate their weight that much where you could compete at the light heavyweight level, Ray. How much did you weigh when you fought for that title?
I weighed 165, and I was stuffed. To weigh that.
How much did Maxim weigh in that fight?
Maxim weighed 174 and a half.
And he was probably comfortable at that weight, was he not?
Oh yeah, but he was a good boxer. That boy, he looked like Tyrone Power, and very good boxer.
Who was the toughest guy you faced in all the fights that you fought, Ray?
That doggone Fritzy Zivic. That man knew every way in the world how to do wrong.
Wait a minute, what's his name again?
Fritzy Zivic.
Fritzy Zivic. What do you mean every way to do wrong?
I had the opening four-rounder on the card in the Garden the night he fought Henry Armstrong. He beat up Henry Armstrong and won the title. And 1 year from that day, he and I were fighting.
And what do you mean he did you wrong?
No, I said he knew how to do wrong more, you know, with punches and things like that. He knew every kind of way to do wrong.
I got you. Let me go over some of these names. You were in the ring with these guys, and we as a kid, both my grandfathers and my father and I used to sit there and watch these Friday night fights, and you were a big feature back then, Ray. Rocky Graziano, what kind of a fighter was he?
Rocky was, he wasn't too smart, but he could bang with that right hand. If he hit you with that right hand, you'd get the message.
How about Carmen Basilio?
Carmen was a pretty good little boy, a little rough boy. He's pretty good, but he cut easily.
Yeah, that's true. He always, every fight you saw him, he had a cut over his eye.
Yeah.
How about Gene Fulmer? He's the only guy to
very unorthodox guy. He had a style, his style of boxing, his stance, everything was very unorthodox. And this guy, I ain't kidding you, you really had to think to fight him.
Is not Gene Fulmer now a farmer up in Utah?
Yeah, he was a farmer, yeah.
How about Bobo Olson?
Oh boy, Bobo, he was quite a guy though. He was a real boxer, quite a guy, and we had 2 or 3 real good fights.
I hope to tell you. How about Kid Gavilan?
Oh yeah, Gavilan was quite a boy. He was a real classy boy.
Do you ever get to see any of these guys, Ray, now that everybody's retired? And
very seldom I get a chance to run into anybody, because I'm living out here now and working with the Youth Foundation, and I'm not around boxing business too much.
I know that you run an organization that's called the Sugar Ray Robinson Youth Foundation in West Los Angeles.
For kids, yeah, and kids in the schools, girls and boys, and we have all kind of programs for them, fine arts, performing arts, music, drama, some of everything, and it's been going very well. God's really blessing us. The evaluation's just been tremendous.
Yeah, Ray. Speaking of the kind of the showboat, not the showboat, but the arts. You were a person who would put on a show for the folks, would you not?
Show?
Yeah, you used to be in movies, didn't you?
Yeah, I always love entertaining. I was a dancer when I stopped boxing. When I retired, the first time I went into show business and worked all around the country, over Europe, everywhere. As a dancer, I used to dance pretty fast, and they gave me, I made a lot of money too dancing.
Yeah, you also, I remember pictures of you skipping rope. You could do it like Fred Astaire.
Oh yeah, the old Fred Astaire, that was my man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Are you still contacted for movie roles or anything like that, or are you out of that completely?
Oh yeah, no, we're getting ready to do that life story, and I got quite a few other movie offers to do now. And now that I'm not fighting anymore, I just have to make time with my youth work that I do.
Yeah, you're talking about your life story. They're going to do your life story.
Yeah.
Who's going to play Sugar Ray Robinson?
Well, we haven't exactly decided yet. We got a couple of guys I've got in mind, but we haven't decided yet.
Is that movie in the near future, or?
No, it wouldn't be in the near future because they've just finished the script, and it wouldn't be in the near future, I don't think.
I got you. Ray, I got to ask you about these two fighters that are coming up Friday night along with you. You got a lot of expertise in this field. Duran versus Leonard. What do you think?
The two fighters, who's fighting?
Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran.
Now, that can be a good fight. That Duran is a very rough, tough boy. And Leonard's a pretty fair boxer, pretty good, and it could be a good fight. I expect it to be. I'm gonna try to go if I can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you attend a lot of those fights?
I don't get too much time to go to them because of my activity here now.
Yeah.
But I would like to see this one.
Yeah. Well, it's on closed circuit TV, and I'm sure it's available out there in Los Angeles. But I'm not sure you'll be able to get to Montreal, although they do have tickets available.
Yeah, that's right.
Sugar Ray, it is reported that Sugar Ray Leonard may make something like $7 million from this fight. Can you imagine that?
Oh, boy, I just wish I was in his shoes.
I wish I shined his shoes. I imagine he's a pretty heavy tipper. I imagine he's a pretty heavy tipper.
Yeah, that's right.
Ray, listen, I don't want to keep you too long here. I do appreciate you coming on the program with us. In all honesty, you're the favorite of an awful lot of people around this country with the style and the flair that you used to box with and the names that you used to box. That everyone refers to that as the glory days of boxing.
Well, thank you. Lord really blessed me. I'm very grateful.
Yeah. Sugar Ray Robinson, thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
How about that? Sugar Ray Robinson. I don't even know how old Sugar Ray Robinson is now. Let's see. He started fighting when he was 16 years old. He said he boxed in 1939 is when he started. He's got to be somewhere close to 60 years old now. Isn't that amazing? Pound for pound, called by anybody and everybody who has ever been around boxing, the greatest to ever walk in the ring. And the fact that in winning a welterweight title in 1946, killed his opponent. Remember another gentleman who did that? Emil Griffith hit Benny Kid Paret. Wasn't that the one that did Benny Kid Paret in? And I think that was in a title defense. I'll look that up quickly, but I think it was. I'm telling you, I got the greatest job in the world. I keep saying that. I talk to you people, and I also get a chance to talk to people like Sugar Ray Robinson. Now, what more could you ask for in a job like this?